We started by looking for Wesley, and I needed to have a young guy who was good physically, who, had that kind of classic Douglas Fairbanks Jr. swashbuckling persona.
Get used to disappointment.
But at the same time be hip enough and funny enough to be able to, spin it a little bit.
He had to be gorgeous, I thought. And he had to basically be able to do all that stuff.
As you wish.
And I saw this movie, Lady Jane, and I saw Carrie Elwes in it. And I thought, wow, this guy can do it. I don't know if he has a sense of humor. He looks perfect for the part. He looks like Douglas Fairbanks Jr.
I think you'd be perfect for this. You have that Errol Flynn, that swashbuckling thing.
But I don't know if he's funny. I don't know if he can do it. And I met with him.
I got a call saying Rob Reiner and his producer friend want to come and test you.
What can I do for you?
He was like perfect. I mean, he was funny. He had a great ear for doing accents and doing funny things. I thought, my God, this is like the perfect guy.
I've worked hard to become so.
He was beautiful, he was athletic, and he could be funny. And them guys are hard to find. They just are.
Then I had to find somebody to work with him, and it was described as the most beautiful girl in all the land. I mean, it's Buttercup. And we read so many women.
At that time, I was on a soap opera. So I was doing everything in my power to get out.
She was on Santa Barbara, the soap opera Santa Barbara. I said, okay, let's take a look at her. And she came in, and she just blew us away.
You mocked me once, never do it again!
It was fate. I was one of the last girls of 500 or something to come in and read.
If you tell me I must marry you in 10 days, please believe I will be dead by morning.
She looked gorgeous, and she spoke with this English accent, and she was the person. We got lucky there. It's, I think, the perfect casting.
The Princess Buttercup!
I remember Rob at the first lunch that we had, he said to me, the way I want everybody to play this is though you have a hand of cards, and I want all of us to just almost show the hand to the audience, but we never really show it. He said, that's how I want it to happen. So he collected a bunch of people that would play cards that way.
Rob knows how to talk to actors. Rob knows how to cast people.
When I first heard that this was being made into a movie, I was doing handstands.
We needed somebody who had some elegance and had some class and style.
Get some rest. If you haven't got your health, you haven't got anything.
Rob said, I have this movie I'm gonna do, I have this part I'd like you to play.
My thing with Chris Guest is I would like him to be in every movie I ever make.
This is for posterity, so be honest.
Wow, this is the bad guy, great.
I'm waiting!
The casting of Wally Shawn was the most inspired.
We are but poor, lost circus performers.
I wouldn't have thought Wallace Shawn for this part. He came in and read, and he was hysterical.
You were not hired for your brains, you hippopotamic landmass!
Andre the Giant was literally the only human on the planet that could play this part. Bill Goldman said he wrote this for Andre. He had Andre in mind when he wrote it, and he said, this is the guy you have to get Andre the Giant.
I would go to Madison Square Garden to watch Andre Russell, and he was really big.
It's my fault being the biggest and the strongest. I don't even exercise.
I said, Andre, if you want to do this, I want you to do it. Is that something you feel you can do? And he says, oh yeah, I'd do it, boss. I'd do it. No problem, I'd do it.
Don't look so good.
I feel fine.
First they sent me a copy of the script, and Rob called me up and he said, just tell me which part you'd like to play. And the next thing I knew, the part was mine.
This is one of the first things Fred Savage ever did.
I think the kid's kind of like this, every kid. Maybe I was just nondescript enough to pull it off.
Hey, how is this sick?
And initially, when I cast Peter Falk, I said, you're going to play his grandfather.
When I was your age, television was called books.
There's something about Peter Falk that's a little bit dangerous, and there's also something that you care for about him because we've known him for so long, and he's a perfect grandfather, and he was wonderful.